for this, the clock is just turning. I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that. I just can't believe it's only a fact that you're for him and I am for that. And I can't believe it's only a fact.
Welcome to Keep Mania Live. Okay, so there's kind of a dilemma. The link that I had set up for the show did not land, but I mean we're still live on YouTube. We're still at it, but we're not at the link that was posted for this show, but we're still on there. So I think Paul emailed me, but you guys have his number. Just text him and tell him just refresh the page, and it'll go. The live will show up. That's my fault. I don't know why that happens. It's only like maybe the third time that's happened, but I didn't want to stop and start over because that's kind of, then we'd have to hear the song all over again and and greet each other all over. No, we would have to do all that. But it's working. We are live and on YouTube, and if you just refresh the page, it will show up. Hopefully. Anyway, Bo, you're back. It's nice to see you again.
Thank you.
You're back. There's something on your back. I'm kidding. Welcome back. It's nice to have you.
Welcome back.
That's a good song.
Thanks for having me.
I have a very good band on the show tonight, and I'm super excited. I can't
Me too.
wait to introduce this band. So I'm gonna make them wait a little bit longer. So what have you been doing, Bo? Are you still playing? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Dream the Heavy from Pittsburgh is on the show tonight. Welcome. It's very nice to have you guys on.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
I met these fellows at Club Cafe. What, 2 weeks? Last weekend, wasn't it? Was it last weekend?
Feels like forever ago when we were apart, my darling.
A month ago. What a show you guys put on. That's the very first time I heard you live or at all, other than the CD. I listened to the album before I came up. But I've always heard the name. But every show that I went to in Pittsburgh, you were never there, and I was like, there will be a time. There will be a time when we will be able to.
Yeah, why you guys not show up?
Well, I mean, they do. It's just
We show up to our shows.
Yeah. I just didn't make it to their show.
Sometimes other shows.
From now on, it's everybody else is going to be put second. I'm just going for Dream the Heavy every time. And I got the shirt. That's the proof that I was there.
Looking good in it. Very fashionable.
Yeah, I even got some merch.
Yeah, I gave Bo a sticker, and we will put this one up on the wall.
The Heavy.
We'll put this up on the wall later. Okay.
Moments.
Well, what's up? What's up with you guys? What is the Winter Wonder Ball? I keep seeing that, and I have a bunch of questions about that.
Well, that one is the very first Winter Wonder Ball. I say the very first because there's going to be another. Last December, towards the middle of the month, we put on a show at Mr. Small's and had a great cast of bands and had several hundred people show up and just about filled the place up. And we had vendors and we had photographers. We had it sort of like a prom / ball theme. So it was really a lot of fun. We had normal creatures. We had
Hemlock for Socrates.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We had us. And then wrapping up the night was
a cool name.
Back Alley Sound. No?
Normal
Oh, yeah.
creatures. No, Normal Creatures finished out. Back Alley
Did
was
they?
after us.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Everybody.
Yeah, I followed Back Alley Sound on Instagram, and for the longest time, I thought it was just like a recording studio,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's actually a rapper with those. Don't they have like a saxophone player and a guy that rhymes, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
they're brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, Normal Creatures. They were on a long time ago, like a couple of years ago. They came on the show back when Brian used to do his podcast. I don't think he's done it in a while. He might have quit.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Ryan Sykes, he's back. He's back.
Oh, he's back doing it again. Okay.
Yeah, we did. So leading up to the first Winter Wonder Ball, he had all of the acts on, and now he's doing a second year.
Where was the Wonder Ball?
It was in the theater of Mr. Smalls.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Smalls. Yeah.
That's
now-
the first one.
All right, now the second
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, second one is going to be December
21st.
21st, which is the solstice, and or equinox, however you want to look at it, right? Solstice. And it's going to be at Spirits in the upstairs, and it's going
Now
to be
that place is new to me. I looked it up just because I knew you guys did your release party there. what, last year? Maybe was it last year?
This year we did this. We did the release in the lounge portion, which is the downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to be in the lodge, which is the bigger hall upstairs for.
Touring acts upstairs.
I looked at their calendar and they have some people coming up that I'm gonna have to probably.
Yeah.
Russian Circles is one of them.
I've loved going to see bands at that venue.
Yeah,
So great.
it's excellent. It's an amazing, excellent venue.
There's a lot of good venues in Pittsburgh. That's why I frequent there.
Yeah.
It's not that far of a drive for me, really. But it's just every place that I've been to up there, even even Stage AE and stuff, is badass. The sound is very good.
Yeah. We played the cafe at Stage AE.
Yeah, just recently.
Yes. Well, it won't be long until you're on the big thing, the big stage. I don't think for you guys.
Matter of focus and time.
That might be the next piece of the bird.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. Hey, yeah, Stage AE. Chip Dominic put that together, and that's one of the only local act events that happen at that venue. So he's really breaking the ice as far as getting local acts to have big events at Stage AE.
No, it's a huge turn.
Yeah.
It's a huge turnout.
Yeah.
So hopefully in the next year we'll be on the main stage as a local act instead of just international acts being on that exterior.
Yeah. That's badass.
Yeah, Chip Dominic, everybody.
Well, I guess tell the folks a little bit about you guys. I have your bio. I've read things about you guys, and I've talked to you at the show and about how you guys came together. But kind of tell the viewers a little bit about you and where Dream the Heavy came from. In the name, I'd like to know where the name came from also, because that's tie that in there if you could.
Surely. He's a great historian, so do the history and then I'll do the name, because the name is I'm more of a poetic historian and he's more of an accurate
So
historian.
So like most people, I was born. I think I had put an ad out, or maybe Paul had put an ad out. Either way, Paul was looking to replace some members in a band that he was in, and I responded. Likewise, Matthias responded, and we showed up for what was an audition for this band, Pretty Tunes, and we played for a while. We got along great. Everything seemed to be going okay. And then he brought us back the next week to tell us that, hey, while we're here, that band doesn't exist anymore. So we're going to do something new.
What year was that?
That was 2022.
Yeah, that was like November 2022.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or November 2021.
21.
You joined in early 2022.
Right.
So we did find a vocalist who came and tried with us. She didn't work out. She kind of decided that it wasn't for her. And so we just not long afterwards, Paul had met this gentleman because they live close by. Actually had met in the
Picking up our children.
the pickup line.
Nice. Perfect spot.
Two guys looking like they do, they're like, I bet that guy's in a band,
Yeah.
And then I got to talk and said, what band are you in? So they got to talking, and so they exchanged information, and he came to see us one afternoon and spent about 20 minutes in the room with us, and he just kind of listened a bit, and then he said, well, I got to go because I got to get home. And then he came back a week or so later, and we didn't come with anything prepared. Like we knew he was coming, but we didn't write any music.
Right.
We just do what we had been doing, which was just sort of feel it out, jam it, see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So this cat walks in, puts his stuff down, pulls his phone out and starts recording on his phone.
January 28th, I think, 2021.
That's about right. And it was late January, early February. And we played for about two plus hours, and we got about an hour and a half of like good takes of songs that had never been written before. Wow. Or never been played, or even
caught at the moment of conception.
Caught at the moment of conception, and two of those songs are actually on Into the Unknown. Mm-hmm. And they're arranged identical to what it was during the original.
Which songs were those?
It was Candy, and it was Eyes of a Killer.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
They are almost identical to the way they were jammed out.
Yeah. The very first time.
Yep.
Do you have? Do you still have those recordings?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We actually have them. We
You
have
should
them.
release those like later
archived.
on. You know, when you know.
We will.
Yeah. That'll
Yeah,
come.
they were up online. They were on our Bandcamp initially.
Not Bandcamp. They were
No.
on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
We put them on SoundCloud, but then we started making progress, and we're like, maybe we should pull this back.
Right. And we're gonna,
Yeah.
like you said, yeah, that's gonna be the deep cuts for the
Yeah.
It'll go with the box set, that
The
25.
That'd be
career
awesome.
spanning compendium.
That's right.
Patreon members only.
There you go. Yeah, the special crowd, right?
So then so that was, he
super fans.
joined in basically the 1st of February. And it wasn't long afterwards, he had been solicited for his old band, Black Hat Moan, to join a Battle of the Bands through Shell Shock Multimedia.
Okay.
And he accepted on our behalf. We all agreed, of course, but and so we set out to round out a 20-30 minute set of songs. And then we went about a month or so, 2 months later or so, 2-3 months later, and we went to Mr. Small's open mic night, and we played one song, and then we finished the night with 2 songs. That was the first time we were ever on stage, which we actually have on video.
Yeah,
and
that's on our
video is
YouTube
out
channel.
on one of
Yeah.
our YouTube channels.
Nice.
A week later, we did the Battle of the Bands, and we won the first heat.
That's
Oh,
all YouTube channel.
Yep.
Yes.
And then I think about a month after that, we opened for the Argonauts on
On Mr. Small's main.
Mr. Small's main theater, and that entire set is also on.
Hell yeah, I'm going to look that up. I think I did. I watched some stuff before I came up to Pittsburgh and saw you guys.
Interesting,
sure.
as like I
Fascinating.
watched, even the stuff as far as recently as like the Club Cafe show that we recorded, like watching us on stage, I think is such a different
Year one.
experience now than it was just a year and a half ago.
Yeah. It was so like I don't know even know how to describe it. You just have to go and see it. You know, I mean, every band that night was great, but like just seeing you guys for the first time and not knowing what to expect. You know, to see when somebody goes to see a live band, they know what you sound like, in your ears, but like they don't know how you perform on stage. Some people do good, and some people just don't do good, but they sound good. You know what I mean? But you guys sounded good. You looked good, and just the vibe was there. You kept everybody in it, and you're up on that stool and then back down, and then you're whipping around doing these spins and shit. Like I got my camera going. Like for the first few songs, I'll do that, and then I'll put it away and enjoy it. But like I'm going like this. I'm like, okay, I can't keep up with him. I just can't do it. It's not gonna work.
He's a complete Spider Monkey.
There you go.
But that's
That's
great.
where
Like
we
that's what you
come-
want. You want that because that gets if everybody's kind of standing around like this, you got to get them moving somehow. And you guys just did it by playing, by doing your performance.
Well, you say you do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Like what's going to keep us engaged? Like what's going to keep we wrote these songs together, and every time we perform them, does it get old or does it get more us?
Yeah.
Every time we play, who are we playing for? The more we turn each other on, the more the room gets turned on.
I'm hard right now.
I knew he was going to say something like that.
I know.
Here's the thing: is like
Sully.
that's such a great.
But it's true.
It's such a great thing to address because
Quite sweating.
I never get bored playing any of these songs.
Yeah, me either, dude.
Like this thing's coming. This weekend we have a big show where we're going to play in Market Square
In
for
downtown
5
Pittsburgh.
hours. We're basically going to. It's going to
That's
be an transient
insane. That's
event.
so insane.
It's a transient event, so we're going to basically have 5 sets. And
man.
I am absolutely. Most of us are really stoked to get to do this
Yeah.
and to get to play like the same set 5 times.
Right. Just to make
It's a hell of a practice session. My goodness.
It's a live fire exercise. And
Yeah.
the thing is with us, this band in particular, like we're really dynamic when it comes to how we approach this. Nothing ever really is 100% the same way every time.
Yeah.
It never feels exactly the same. They all feel good, but the vibe of it can change from show to show, weather to weather, venue to
Right.
venue.
Right. Yeah. Because I think we're really in tune with who we are, with the people that are involved being who they are.
Mhm.
And so that connectivity makes it a new experience every time. It's like seeing a jazz ensemble. You know, they're doing songs that have been written, 100 years before them, but every time you see them, it's a new experience because they are in tune with each other, which tunes the room, which makes a resonance with resonance, which tunes in the radio frequency. It's art. It's fun.
It is, yeah.
What can I say? It's art.
And I don't know if it sounds good every time out in front, but we don't concern ourselves, I don't think, with being as perfectly executed as we do being just relaxed and energetic and enjoying it.
And perfectly aligned.
Yeah.
Now this-
Intent plus energy is
Like-
what it's
like-
all about for me.
Say that again, please. Bub.
Intent plus energy. Nobody's showing up to make sure you get all the chord changes correctly. Hopefully,
Yes, yeah. Everybody's in alignment, which makes it a fun environment.
Between really with the way the spider monkey here jumps around and climbs across the ceiling, and then Paul jumping around, swinging his beard as a weapon, and then you've got our keyboardist motorboating his keyboard while he's there, head moshing while he's singing, and then you've got Ryan back there, just Matthias back there, just absolutely locked in and holding it all together, and I'm just sitting down. So,
Dude, you're more than that, obviously. Yeah,
we just have fun.
we have fun, and we it's real easy to get lost in what we're recreating, and then tuning into each other to realign. It's real easy, man. It's real easy.
Yeah.
It's a good band. It's a good
Yeah,
band.
it does now that you say it like that, it did seem like you guys have your own personalities, but this fits together.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's
We have a
badass.
guy who's mired in 80s Prince and Bowie and Queen, and then we have a guy who's coming from a big doom metal and shoegaze background.
That's awesome.
We have our new metal and screamo keyboardist,
Yeah.
and then we have me, who comes from much more of like a 70s, 80s progressive and 90s alternative, and then we have Matthias, who's, I don't know what the fuck he is. I can't pin him down. He's just all over the board.
He's
and-
genre fluid.
Absolutely, yeah. And he's completely his own thing. But together, like when you put all of us in a room, you get something like, the first day recording of Candy and Eyes of a Killer.
Terrific. Yeah.
From an improvisation, no less. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it,
That's awesome, you guys.
Yeah.
still happens. Fuck, it happened a week ago.
It happened tonight.
It did happen tonight.
So we're in this studio that we rehearse in, which is my art studio here. And tonight we knew we had a 5-hour marathon on Friday.
Yeah.
And we have a show coming up where we want to introduce a bunch of new material. So tonight we just focused on that. But every time we get together, something new is going to happen. And like everybody needs to just like, okay, oh, that's something new. What's that? Oh, this is something new. Oh, that's something new. What's
Drum
that?
beat or
And then,
guitar riff
oh,
or a
this
bass.
is something new.
Yep.
What is this? And we always record. We always record
Yeah.
our practices because
You'll never know. You'll never
no
get 'em
one-
back.
you never know when we are able to tap into something that has
Yep. That's true.
already existed and gifting it to us.
Tell me about the name. What's the name? It's killing me. I need to know.
Dream the heavens. Dream the
Yeah.
heavens. So when you have the Fellowship of the Ring and all of these people from different Middle Earths coming together and figuring each other out.
Spoiler alert: nobody gets shot with arrows.
Oh man.
Aragorn. So that's a Boromir. Boromir. Damn it. So anyway,
Aragorn broke his foot.
thank you. I put them all together. Dream the heavy. So all of us were putting different ideas into the foreground of what this actually means as we're figuring out how this makes sense. Paul put it out. There were a bunch of names put out.
Like what?
You know, everything from like very Greek myths to sacred geometry to
Really?
quantum physics, to rudimentary to puns.
Nobody wanted to use Queef Monster.
Oh, that would have been. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. No, that would have been good. Yeah. I mean,
He likes that.
Yeah, that's.
I would have went and saw it.
very welcoming.
I think they should make that into a Disney Pixar movie.
Yeah.
I think they have it.
Good way to learn your
3D.
things. Yeah.
It's warm.
It's warm. Yeah, it embodies all of the senses.
Something. It does.
Or
Something.
overcomes them.
Yeah. Come.
Yeah.
So yeah, put out Dream the Heavy, and in that onslaught of names, it didn't really, I didn't groove with it initially, but it's the one that I couldn't forget. It's the only one I couldn't forget.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's
I
the
think
one
we're
that's
kind of
stuck.
caught up on it, feeling like it would be like a heavier sound than we natively are.
Right. It's like what's the if you read this or see it or hear it, are you over expecting something
Too literal.
Is it
Yeah,
too-
that's what I told my dad. I was like, "You're gonna like this band on Tuesday. They're called Dream the Heavy, but not like the band. Usually, the usual guests I have on there that do
So
that."
what Paul said was it's the as above so below mentality of it's the dream, which he was like, T-Man, like what you write and the way you sing is very occult, etherical, and that's the dream. It's very dreamlike state. And then what the rhythm section does, and so it's like Matthias and I being very dreamlike, and then the rhythm section holds it
Everybody
down.
down in the basement. Yeah.
So it's all of those vibrational states put together. This dream, which is like, how do you become, the human aspect of life is to name something. The Tao that can be named is not the Tao. So the becomes like the very human quality, and like the above is the dream, the is like the human quality, and then as below is the heavy. So it's,
Awesome.
and that's where our sigil comes from that you're wearing, is from alchemy. So yes, yeah, right on. So Mercury is the above, it's the dreamlike state. And then, yes, and then sulfur is the middle tone, which is the da. And then below that is salt.
That'd be a
which
better
is
view than
below.
my shirt.
Like
Okay.
salt of the earth.
Correct.
Yes.
So in alchemy, to create the universe, you have Mercury, sulfur, and salt. Those are the three components, or in every religion, there's the triumvirate, right?
That's freaking badass.
Right. And we can go into that another time, please.
Well, when I saw the name the Heavy, like Dream the Heavy, to me people have used the term the Heavy like to say like
You're fat.
no
Oh.
to say like
Yeah.
this was a great situation, like let's take it seriously, like it does great things in our lives, and people have referred to those situations or those people around those situations. He's the Heavy. That's the Heavy. I don't know. That sounds like Dream the Heavy. Dream of those great
Well, plus you thought I was saying Cream the Heavy, weren't you?
green. First, I thought you said green.
Green the Heavy, yeah.
That's
In
interesting.
fact, that's why I have it written
When we're
down
talking on
as.
phone
but-
lesson. Yeah. Well, you care if we listen to one of the songs?
I would love it.
I would love. Three Legs to Rome is in the chat. They say hello.
Hey, what's up, brother?
I don't know which of the room is in there or which league. They say there are our favorite humans all on the screen. Aww, that includes us. They don't even know you.
Obviously, they do.
And my friend Trish from Nova Scotia is also in the chat. And she doesn't make every show, but she made this show because it's special. She's also in the chat.
We love the Northern. It's my favorite.
Way up in Nova Scotia. She's actually an hour ahead of us. But still,
She's a futurist.
she's in the future. Yes.
She's
Hopefully
an
all-
hour ahead of
hopefully
her
all is
own
well.
time.
Future is now. Which is our live album name.
All together now. No, I was gonna wait and play That Kind of Love after this one that I picked, because That Kind of Love is my favorite one. But I told you I would surprise you with my pick for the one that we would listen to, and it's kind of one that I kind of gravitated towards lyrically for reasons that I don't want to really discuss. But but it's the entire song is great to me, and it's Until Tomorrow. What is the song about to you, and why was the lyrics written the way in
The
those?
lyric- wanna know
Yeah.
about the lyrics? Okay, so the lyrics are a connection of realities. It's about the higher self connecting to the lower self. And they delve with Edgar Allan Poe references, right? Which is the Raven, quote the Raven, nevermore. But when you go to the crow in that mythology, it's evermore, right? And the crow delivers one consciousness to the next consciousness. And it's about the doorway in between. And so I play on Poe with that, where it's am I connecting in through the outdoor is kind of like birth and rebirth, and it's love into love. And so am I connecting to my other half? Am I connecting to another life? But either way, I'm leaving and exiting so that I can connect. And it's the I and I being the higher self and the lower self, either outside of and eventually inside of.
That's
So it's
very good.
Allan
That's a
Poe
great
and
explanation.
Crow.
That's a very good explanation of that.
That's the lyric stuff.
Yeah. What about the music part? Do you have a music part you want to talk about?
So the music what came about interesting. This was written around the same time as Until There You Go.
Oh yeah.
It was written around that time frame.
That's right.
And this one came, I think, out of a sense of exploration amongst the band. So Paul and Matthias had switched instruments. And because Paul had this guitar riff idea that we explored, and it kind of got into an aspect of the percussion side, which made it into kind of a brief period of this during the Will You Be My Friend portion of the song. Like I kind of do that reverse hi-hat offbeat thing. And it started out with that, but it quickly evolved into something kind of fantastic. But with the way Paul had written the guitar and the way Matthias had initially constructed the bass around that, and then they gave their instruments back, and then they just kind of filled in the blanks from their own perspective to come up with this really unique thing. And then the 2 weeks later, I wasn't there for a session, and they had recorded an acoustic version. They had sent me this, or not acoustic version, I guess it's just like the no drums version, because there was so they sent it to me, and I recorded drums from home and sent it back within a day.
Yeah, and wasn't it right after you went to the Tool concert?
I think it was all around the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah. So I had gone to this Tool concert, and I had sat down with my electric drums and wrote drum pieces for this and sent it back to them. And even still, that is still really, really close to how it ended up.
Yeah.
The initial take I did on drums it changed a little bit as we got into the same room. It always changes the dynamic of it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But it absolutely had a place to go, because the lyrics had been fleshed out, music had been matured a little bit over that week I wasn't there. And then it came to be just about how it is now within a week or so after that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's take a listen to it. This is Until Tomorrow by Dream the Heavy. Check it out. so I'm supposed to stop, right? Is that what it is? Instead of
That band sucks.
that band sucks, he says. No, that band is excellent. That stuff is just. I mean, just the way you described of how this came together, and because I went back, after I saw you play, and I learned a little bit about you guys up there by meeting you and stuff, and how this came together. Listening to it a second time is just like, there's no way that just came together like that. There's just absolutely no way.
Fascinating, right?
It is.
But
for sure.
I think with anything in life, you always know when the recipe is incorrect.
Yeah.
Right. And some people force themselves into a recipe for the rest of their goddamn fucking life.
Yeah. Miserable.
But when you have other lives connecting, and it's like, oh God, when it works, if you deny it, man, you are shunning yourself from like an amazing rest of your life. Like when it works, like set your keys down and stick around. Like that's something special, man.
Moments like that have, like the story we told about how this song came to be in this like one pitch writing session. And to be honest, most of the songs that people know have started that way. And here we are a couple years later, and that's still happening. Like last week, we walked out with one. We're all like, "What the fuck just happened? Like, where did that come from?" Oh my God! We've got, and there's a couple others that have just been kind of. We've been so focused on promoting and getting the CD finished and released, and promoting that, and then performing those songs as best as we feel we should. It's been difficult for us to go back and work on some of those pick up some of those moments and rerun with them.
Right.
But I see back here we have like everything set up here, and we can record here. So we have we have just hours, just hundreds of hours of recording sessions that I've kept. And when we know that there's one that we need to focus on, where it stays not, it doesn't stay like in a circulated email. It stays in all of our minds.
Yeah.
And when it stays in all of our minds, like, Jesus, we've got to go back and we've got to go work on
don't let this
song
fall away.
X, Y, or Z. And now we're to a point now, the record's out, like we're almost done with the singles we're going to release. And we're coming up on the end of the year, and we need to start focusing on what's next. So
the Wonder Ball is coming up.
Yes, and new studio times coming up.
New studio time. So we're working on trying to lay the groundwork to get back into the studio for what's going to be our second studio effort.
Now that song that you played at the show, that new one, the one that I kind of edited down a little bit and posted up, the one that you say hallelujah on, and it seems to sound like it's about Jesus in some form. I don't get lyrics very good when I have to read lyrics. If I don't read lyrics, then what I'm thinking you're saying is nothing like what you're saying. Like I'm just one of those people.
That's a song called Breakdown, and it's been with us for a little over a year now.
Almost a year and a half.
That song is awesome. I love
Thank
that song.
you so much. Yeah, and
we all love that song. We feel like that is.
You kind of have to though, right? Because you're kind of stuck playing it.
I think that's going to be.
Don't stick yourself with something that you don't love.
Exactly. No, it's badass.
I love all the songs we have, but I feel like this is really going to be a focal piece for the next record, the way Until Tomorrow is for the current.
I was gonna ask. I mean, I was about to ask you. What's the writing? 'Cause sometimes I ask bands, what's your writing process like? But it's pretty much just get together and play, right? I mean,
there's no rhyme or reason to how it comes together. Sometimes one of us, and I'm working on my own thing. Like I have a whole drum thing I'm working on in my head that I'm going to start putting down now that I can do it at home again. But we have people who send out snippets of pieces or just samples of like, hey, I had this idea for a song, and that's one of the ones that's currently upcoming. Zero. Did that start with?
It might have been Polly's. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
not Zero.
Sure. Yeah.
So we do have a song that we Paul sent out here recently, and we fiddled with, and like we got together and we worked through that idea, and it just freaking meshed. And then last week we had one that just meshed out of nowhere. And then, but we also have stuff that's a year old, a year plus old that like we've got a couple of them we've played live a few times. Actually, one of the songs that we're bringing back is one of the very early songs that we wrote. And it was just Paul, Matthias and I wrote a song together. And so we're going to be putting that back into the mix. So we're pretty excited to kind of be bringing back some of the old new stuff.
Yeah.
Vintage at this point, right?
We say that two of the songs for Into the Unknown album were from day one when I walked in and we recorded. But Star on Fire and Beautiful actually were two demos that you guys recorded, a room recording.
Star on Fire was
before, and this is how Paul was actually saying, hey, maybe this is something you should be, this is something I'm doing. Listen to these. What do you think?
Stars on Fire was a piece that Paul had written. And to my understanding, it is a piece that he had been kicking around in his back pocket for the past decade. And he never could find anybody to bring it to life. And even when we got it, we worked with it and we had something, but we still kind of struggled to get it refined. It wasn't until we worked with Ben Alexander on the record that we found the secret sauce. And some of it was just with Ben saying a little bit less would mean a whole lot more here.
That's true.
And so do a little bit less of this and let's sparse it out some and then build it up to what the end of the song.
Much love to Ben Alexander for helping us record, engineer, record, and produce the album. But that was one of the numbers that you guys did a room recording of before I met them. Paul sent it to me. I wrote the lyrics to it and sent it to Paul and these guys, and that is what led me to the first room.
But then there was,
and it was beautiful. It was Star on Fire, and Beautiful.
And Beautiful
actually,
was a piece.
I wrote the lyrics prior to actually even being in the room with you.
So Matthias,
And these are 4 songs on the album.
Yeah.
Like pre-zero and then day one.
Our guitarist Matthias had some work that he had done on his own on the side over time, and I don't know how old this or recent this piece was that he had, but he brought this particular music piece which had such really cool ideas kind of buried in it, or exposed in it more than buried, and some really cool sounds and some interesting approaches. And so I then went back and did what I do from home and put down some tracks remotely on a DAW and electronic drum kit, and then we just figured it out, and we had this great thing. And then enter TK, and by the time we get back to it, like in a single session, it morphed from the original De Vera that Matthias had to what is now the song Beautiful. And it is absolutely one of my favorite songs to play and to listen to.
Yeah.
And the first time we ever were on stage together, we performed it at
it was the first song we played at Smalls.
Yeah, at Mr. Smalls.
Was that the first show at Mr. Smalls?
First
Mr. Smalls
Funhouse.
It was their open mic night. And
Acoustic Cafe.
online. Yeah.
Electric Cafe for us.
What's the first show that wasn't open mic? Like the first, I guess, paid gig, if you will.
First show we would have done after that was the
Battle of the Bands.
Okay.
And then the paid gig would be opening up for which is on it's Mr. Small's main stage theater opening up for the CD release of the Argonauts album.
That's nuts.
And that was our our third show.
So you weren't like necessarily catapulted, but you kind of were. You were kind of catapulted into this badassery of what Dream the Heavy is, I guess. It just kind of, hey, let's go do an open mic, and then all of a sudden you're doing all this great stuff.
Bottling, catching lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is definitely some lightning catching in this room. Like it doesn't really exist without, I think, this weird conglomeration of the 5 of us. It takes all of us now.
You guys didn't know each other before this, right?
No.
Or, I mean, only a few of you did, like each other.
We're all from different parts of the country for the most part.
Yeah.
Like Ryan's our only local. Like he's from the other end of Pennsylvania. Well, halfway across Pennsylvania, I guess, close. But
me? Oh yeah, Johnstown born, and then Hershey in high school. And
Paul's
then
from
a bunch of all over the
California.
place.
I've kind of lived
Paul's
all
from
over.
Oakland. I was in San Francisco.
Matthias is from New
And
Hampshire.
and,
Yeah.
well, he's Vermont, really.
Vermont, that's right.
Yeah,
Vermont.
yeah, Matthias is
And
Vermont.
just some crazy, I don't know what people, what you call it, but some
Sync-
crazy cycle of whatever. What is it?
Synchronicity.
Yeah, yeah. It just
Serendipity.
became. It was meant to happen. You know, one of those things that was just it just happened to be there at the right time in your lives with.
Matthias had been here, I think, a month or two before he responded to the email.
That's it.
That's just crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm just floored. I don't know what else to say. I think we're done with the interview because I don't know what else to ask them. They're amazing.
It's crazy.
You guys showed up, and apparently some songs showed up too.
Yeah.
You guys were like, "Hey, I'll catch that one."
Yeah. Really.
And that's what all of us do. You know what I mean? Do you guys remember there's the prolific Prince versus Michael Jackson era in the 80s?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They say there's an interview with Michael Jackson talking about, well, how do you write your music? And it's like, well, they come to me, and if I don't act on them immediately, I know that they will go away, and chances are they'll go to Prince. So it's like, right. So the whole thing is like everything already exists, the higher self and the lower self, like we were talking about with the logo. Everything already exists. It's, do you attach yourself? Are you in the same frequency of it and allow yourself to these perfect things to come in and then emote them? Or do they go on to somebody else? The Beatles talk about this all the time. It's like
Still to this day,
just a conduit to something that already existed. And I'm just a vehicle. I'm just the radio built for this frequency. All the music already exists. It's just, how do you build your radio that can connect to it and then make it come out through you? And that's all these bands, the bands that we see and do shows with. It's like every time I watch these bands, I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? It's amazing.
yeah.
When something comes to that and you can't predict what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
I love jazz, and that's why I love blues. It's, you can't fucking predict what's going to come.
Yeah, it's all.
It's in the now.
Yeah.
Now. And this band, like all of these instruments, all these radio stations put together iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
Now you have all of these different genres coming together in this new hive mind. And that's what a band is versus
Terrific.
an artist that has a bunch of backup artists. And you can, like Bowie, he had different backup artists he collaborated with to keep changing. But when you have a band, you have these integral parts of this hive mind that now has to evolve. Like it's a hive mind that would never exist in an individual to put something out. So that's phenomenal. But now, how do you keep growing together?
It's just crazy.
Challenge.
Well, you're gonna have to take over the rest of the interview because I don't know what else to say to them. I mean, it's amazing.
I was going to say, like, about the songs. Sometimes I've got some music out, and a couple of songs I'm like, it's hard to take credit for quote unquote writing them. And what I tell people is I'm lucky I had my receiver on.
It's on there.
There we go.
we are.
We're here.
We lost you for a second.
Oh, we did. We're there.
Yep, I got you.
3, 2, 1. 3.
He does things like this all the time. So
No,
like,
but the I'll tell people, like, I'm just glad I had my receiver on so that when I got sprinkled with the magic song dust, I caught that song.
That's exactly what it is.
And the hard part sometimes, I'm kind of getting better at that, is once the pen starts moving, stay out of its way.
it's true. Yeah, I've heard that.
Allowing, let it be a conduit, let it come through. Because when you get in your own way, that's what life
It's
is.
the end.
I've
You
heard
start
I've
overthinking
heard-
being present.
Yeah. I've listened to a lot of people talk about us both in like in interviews and other online listening parties and listening to people talk about us even in front of us, and they reference bands and like, oh, I can hear some of this in your music.
Exactly
And
what
I'm
me and
like,
him were doing during that song. Actually.
yeah, like I have a really hard time with that. Like people hear like, oh, I hear so many. I hear so much like Led Zeppelin and Bowie and Sound and Prince and U2 and The Cure, and I'm like, I don't.
Great.
Well,
Yeah.
like
And heavy doses of Ukrainian punk rock.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Yes.
Crowd rock. And then-
Crowd rock.
there's a lot of Slipknot in there, I hear too. A lot of
Some
Slipknot.
angst grass.
whatever you hear, that's your radio.
I don't like. I never compare band like guests of the show. I hate comparing them to other bands.
You
It's
don't do that. That's true.
I
That's right.
just can't. It's not that I can't. I just don't like to do that because they sound like them and them only. Like they don't even sound. They just have their own sound, and that's what you guys. I mean, I'll say it again. You guys have your own sound. There's no genre you can put you guys into. I don't think other than
Wildly original.
but in the best way possible. I mean,
Right. But
really.
But I'm
it's
still
really
grateful.
hard not to sit at the table and taste something and not think of
We did.
a recipe on why you love it so much.
Right.
I love this so much. How can I break it down?
There's
But
the
it does have flavors of different bands
But
and artists
also
that you can compare
grateful-
to.
I'm also grateful that people find those things
Very
in it.
honorable.
It is. Well, it is. Like, especially if someone says, "Your comparison to Soundgarden," or something like that.
It's like, what?
And I'm like, what?
Thank you.
Really? Matt Cameron? Hell yeah, I'll take Matt Cameron. Fuck
you.
you know?
Wow.
Yeah. That's
But it's-
exactly what we were going for. Thanks. Right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
It's not, but it's
not.
whatever. That's their translation.
Mhm.
Flame is a really interesting one because
Yeah.
people talk about Flame and they have this, oh, I hear this police at the beginning. Like it's never the fucking angle I approached it from.
The very first thing you said to you when you walked into the house tonight.
I was
Yeah.
like, I said, is that Cheap Trick? So
Cheap
at
Trick,
first,
that's what it was.
because of the
That's the did not.
yeah, I love that though.
It's a nod.
It stuck right with me.
There's a lot of nods that we do that we don't shy away from.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Why should you? Why should you?
Yeah.
You know, it influenced you.
That's the
not at
folk
all.
process.
There's a reason you place them there. It's
Exactly.
like, who's in the room that knows the language? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You put it out there.
Yeah.
Rap does it all the time,
Yeah.
right? You know, our pop music,
Everything
jazz
does it.
musicians quote
Every genre does
all
that.
the time.
Every genre.
jazz does it all the time, and I love jazz, and blues does it all the time. It's like, if you know, then you know, and
Yeah.
there you go, which is a line from one of our songs, and it's like, right? It's like, who's in the room? Are you with me? Do you know the secret code? Here we go,
Yeah.
right? And if you don't know the code yet, by the
You're
end
about
of the
to.
night, you're
You'll
gonna
get it.
know it and
You'll have
start
it.
asking questions.
My favorite line that you said though from the show was it's about to get really weird in here.
I say that.
And I was like, okay, is this not the, maybe this isn't what I thought it was going to be, but it got weird in the most beautiful way possible. Like it really did. It was just there. I mean, you have to see them live, Bo. You
do,
must go.
for
and
sure.
You have to. We'll go up Friday.
But I want to make you
On a whim.
realize that I have a battle with the word weird, right?
Weird,
So when
kind of like moist.
uh,
Like moist.
when somebody that doesn't have
Take the judgment out of the word.
the word weird goes back actually to like the Celtic, and it's about magic. The weird way is to alter reality. It's magic. And so when I hate to use this word, but the ignorant mind that doesn't have access to the language, they use the word weird as, oh my God, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay,
as
do
something
that
that
again with a vocal
they
fry,
can't
please.
grasp on, right? And so they shun it, right?
Oh,
That's
okay.
pushing the magic or something new, the way something new creates a new reality out of chaos is the weirding way. There's chaos, and then there's the weirding way that connects the chaos and makes it a new way of thinking. And so this is going to get weird. Yes, I'm going to fucking start
Gonna get
changing some
fucking
minds.
back-
If you don't get it, you're going to walk away.
Now, Chris told me outside.
I
I love the thought of through chaos comes new forms.
correct.
I love that.
So all of our
And when you were talking about the influences and quotes and stuff and getting the language and stuff, the code, that you just named one of my favorite, maybe my favorite thing of being a music fan. So, gosh, man, you guys are awesome. I love you guys.
Oh, this is so nice. No, Chris was telling me outside. Chris was telling me outside. I think this was after you guys had played. That they call you Koresh.
Oh my
at
Lord!
times, and I can kind of see where this is coming out right now in this conversation. Yeah.
No, that wasn't me. That was Paul.
Paul said
Paul
it.
wasn't outside. It was you.
No.
Oh, that
Sully, by the way. But we were at a show at Millvale Music Fest.
right. That's right. Yeah.
I played that festival.
Paul and me. Yeah, it was Paul and me, and it was Zach from Old Neon, the drummer from Old Neon.
Yep.
And we were standing around. Yeah, we were standing around.
They've been on the show. It's been a while, but yes, they've been
talking about. We were talking about like just TK's just natural weird charisma. See
This is
there?
before I met him, so I can't. I can laugh now, but but yeah, go on.
But we're standing there talking about how his natural charisma. And
He gets up and leaves. He's done.
It's just fantastic. Well, weird.
Yeah,
So,
weird.
and as we're talking about him, I look over and Zach is he's about to buckle over. He starts laughing. And we're like, what? He's like, as soon as we were talking about this, TK, like everybody's back from the stage about like 100 feet. And TK just kind of saunters up almost with his pseudo pimp step. And he just does this and waves forward. And fucking everybody that was behind him starts moving towards the stage.
Flash mob.
And as we're doing that, and Zach's laughing, and I'm mesmerized by this. Paul looks at me and says, "The K stands for Koresh." That's a Paulism. I just loved it so much. I keep repeating it. I'm gonna beat it like a dead horse.
Yeah, I'm glad you told me that because he kind of, if you look at him, since he's not on here, he can probably hear us.
You
But
could call your band the Branch Davidians.
No, or your followers, the Branch Davidians.
We'd be the Davidian.
But you kind of look like David Koresh a little bit.
Praise
the
be.
thing I realize is TK is more than just the monk. Like he is the kindest and gentlest man I know, and he's
an artist also, right?
And a devoted, loving husband. And there is nothing about this household that doesn't just scream absolute wholesome beauty when you walk into it. Like he is a beautiful.
He was okay. I didn't even know. Like,
No, I love you so late.
When you walk into a small venue and you don't know all the members of the band and of the bands that are playing or anything. You just think they're the people there for the show, right? That's what I just thought TK was just there, but I kind of recognized him from the the stuff that online that I've seen, before I came up. But like he just starts dancing and grooving to everybody. Like that's who I want to hang out with. Like that guy knows. I'm probably not going to do this same. I can't do this. It's like I can't do this. I can't dance at all. Really, I look like a white guy. But I mean, even when Blackbirds was playing, I mean, you were just you and what's his name, the keyboard, Ryan. You guys were both just grooving your asses off right in front of and I was like, I gotta stop filming and just do that with them,
Like if you're not there to align with what's happening on stage, like
then you're in the back and not paying attention.
Like back, like what are you holding back from fucking dude? Like
I don't necessarily.
I don't get to get out. I don't get to go out and
why not
music as much as I life, family man, father, work, etc. Artist, like everything. Like I have a very happy. I'm very happy.
It's very full on the side of the screen. It really is.
Yeah.
I was wanting to mention your artistry if you would like to plug your stuff. I don't know. I feel like we need to do a separate show to showcase your art because I looked at it online and it's I'm looking at a few pieces on there that I'd like to purchase, just for things.
Yeah, I'm a visual artist before.
It's badass stuff, and I'm sure you did the artwork for the band also, right?
Before an audio artist,
A musician.
audio, visual, sound and vision.
I need to hear some of that that you do when you sing.
Pardon me?
Yes, I can't do it like you can. But the high pitched stuff.
Oh, Prince and Bowie. Yeah.
No, but like do a little bit of that.
Two.
Like while you're talking about something. Yeah. That would be awesome. You
You
should just do that while you're talking all the time.
I should, right?
Yes, you should.
Yeah. Well, right now.
Shucks. Right? Oh, shucks.
Yeah,
you gotta come to a show and pay for that.
yeah.
Man,
No,
all they want's money.
listen, that goes outside the comfort zone, but the comfort zone really is artists doing what you do naturally behind the audience. Like the reason why you love music and the reason why you end up being a musician, the reason why you're a painter, the reason why you're an actor has nothing fucking to do with the people out there. The reason you do it is because it's in you and you're going to eventually become confident enough to share it. And there's a lot of us that struggle with that for decades.
Yeah.
And that's me. So
good.
Same.
The reason you do it has nothing to do with needing. It's not a needing fucking thing. If you're doing it because you need something outside of yourself for validation, then you're going to end up emulating the people that you brought that brought it out of you. And you end up thinking, well, if they like that, they're going to like me. Oh, because I don't like me. And maybe they'll and that's not art.
Right way. Yeah.
Nothing to do, that's emulation. That's commercial art. That's something. And it's very short-lived. The long game is remembering who you are at birth so that you can then attribute that uniqueness into the room. And it's so fucking beautiful and rare that you could be that unique individual that you were born as and find 4 other, 3 other, 2 other, 1 other individual that gets it. And then you can create this whole other fucking hive mind that would have never, ever existed unless DNA splicing involved. And there was the Dream the Heavy Baby. That would be David Bowie, whatever, like as an individual. But right now, like we are this hive mind and we allow each other to be as weird and as perfect and as unique as an individual.
Or is it extremely complicated?
God, it's complicated and beautiful.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, though.
Like I have this discussion with Paul all the time because, like, Paul and I think are both very protective of the areas that we excel at and what we do for the band. And so, if somebody gets impatient and moves ahead, then the other one will be really, really quick to jump in and try to course correct.
Yeah,
and we don't always get along all the time, but family doesn't.
Right.
Family
challenges each other to be better.
We're brothers, and we're not always going to be best friends,
right?
But we always come from the same place, which is the duty of care for the craft that we create and wanting to make sure that our best foot is forward in both in our music and our visuals and even ourselves on a stage. Like, go heavy, go hard, no less allowed. Be an entertainer, not just a performer.
Is there any like pre I know it's kind of new this thing, but like is there anything you guys do right before you play that's kind of like a group? Is there a look that you give each other or a handshake or anything like that?
I usually have a drink before I go on stage.
Okay, that was all at once. Okay, one at a time.
I normally have a drink before I go on stage.
Yeah. Right, that's because we just circle jerked.
I don't know whether that was the rim shot, supposed to be a rim shot, or supposed to be the crowd cheering. I don't know how
a rim shot usually is a circle.
Yeah, the rim shot is what happens at the end of the circle jerk.
Ah, right, yeah, and on to the next.
When we get too beautiful, we gotta ugly it up.
You silly guys.
No, we don't have a ritual. We don't have a ritual. Polly's been doing a nice thing with.
Tell her to be quiet. We're on the show.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah, thank you.
We do try and align with each other just a minute before going on. These past couple of shows, we circle up in a very cliche
We have done it from
kind of
time.
way.
We've done it from time to time. Not every time, but yeah. it's
But the point is like every time we look at each other and be like, you good? You good? You cool? Are you cool?
Make sure the one person's focused that's not maybe looking down or something.
We're a hive mind. So is everybody on? Are you good? Are you comfortable? Are you your most you? Are you freaking out about something stupid because that's gonna fuck the rest of them?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I think that
are you with us? Are we present?
There's enough introvert personality all throughout this band that I don't think it takes. I'm serious. It's not a group huddle, but I will tell you that before each show, I connect
mind thing
very briefly, even if it's a pat on the shoulders, like, "You ready, brother?" And and yeah, just be like, let's go have fun. Let's have fun. Let's go do this. This is
who
ready for a good time. Fuck yeah. And it doesn't have to be such a process or such a policy of tradition for us to be able to just connect very, very briefly. And that's all the calming each of us needs, is to know that, like, we're all here and we're all present.
And TK was kind of bringing that on. You were kind of bringing that on the crowd also. You know, are you with us? You know, did you like that song? You know, are you with us? Pretty much. Let's party. You know, and that's it. That's what. It's not that I was struggling to focus, because I was wanted to see what you had. You know, based on the first song, I was like, hell yeah, this is the shit. You know, so I was good. But like, it was kind of are you with us? Kind of like bring them back, you know, bring them back. They might have listened to the song.
So in that same gesture, you know, the room could look at it as, are you with us? But that gesture is, are we with you?
Yeah.
Right. Because it really, a really healthy conversation is equal and balanced. And it's not us fucking, you know, raising our flag on our soapbox, yelling at you.
He might have a microphone. He might be facing front, but there is a box right here with a speaker in it that his voice is coming out of, pointed directly at my face. So I hear that as well. And
are we together? Like otherwise,
keeps us all grounded.
Otherwise, like I'm very content and happy having great conversations with my mates on stage. But like, does it make sense? Does it make sense to the rest of the room? It does? Well, fuck yeah. Then you're going to get more.
Then let's go. Yeah.
We are going to be with you.
Yeah.
With us.
The vibe is
we're going to be with us, and we're going to, oh man, then tonight's going to be something weird.
I want to do a couple things here before we kind of start to wrap up. There's a band that's currently on the road right now, and their minibus has gotten stuck, some kind of axle issue. I just saw them in Akron at Musica. They played with The Undertaking, which is my friends from San Diego. But God's Eyes is from Long Island, and they're doing this huge tour. They're still on the road. They're not going to be back to like the middle of August, back home to Long Island. But they're stuck, and they're needing some help getting back on the road so they can hit their next shows. They've had to cancel 2 or 3 of them. Las Vegas last night, Denver tonight, and I think Albuquerque, or they're coming back. I don't know. Albuquerque, yes. But if you'd like to help them, they are. I think it's at God's Eyes on Instagram, and I'll in the YouTube chat I'll put their Venmo and PayPal. But I sent them something on behalf of Keep Me Alive just to get them back on it, because they're a fantastic freaking band. There's like 6 of them in this band, and they're just freaking nuts, and they just sweaty. And I gave them a big hug anyway. You know, like, I don't care if you're sweating, I don't care if you're bleeding. But I mean, it was a very good band, and you know, anybody that needs help, even if I've never met them, and you know, I'll do what I can to
especially
help.
A band.
Yeah, for sure. And they're just trying to do the damn thing, you know. They're trying to get their music out there, and these guys, I mean, they started in like the Midwest, and then they went over to Ohio, and then they went up to Canada and did all around Canada.
They are touring 2 countries on a little short bus that was designed to drive around, geared for a neighborhood.
Yeah. But they're doing it. They made it this far, and you know. So if you're compelled to help, I will put it in the YouTube chat. If you'd like to give them a couple doll hairs, you know.
Doll hairs. You know, the thing is if you were in their position.
Yeah. You never know.
You never know.
And not even on tour. Maybe just by yourself, you know, on the side of the road. You know?
Because it's a pure, it's
Yeah.
it's a pure reason.
It's a karma thing, I guess, right? A karma. Is that how you say it?
All in it together, babies. We're all in it
I
together.
do. I have to shout out the Undertaking though, because they had some merch left over from their tour when I saw them in Akron, and they just did a short tour with God's Eyes. But when they got home, they did a little sale. So I got a hoodie, and I got my like third or fourth shirt from them. Well, with everything that they ship out to people that buy their merchandise, they send like figurines. Like this time I got Batman.
That's not just any Batman.
The last time I got something, I got is it something from Toy Story?
Mr. Buzz Aldrin.
Infinity and beyond.
Yeah. So they do that. So I mean, just little things like that. It's just, you know, a bunch of stickers. I'm a sticker guy. Speaking of stickers, we're gonna play That Kind of Love, and I'm gonna have you put them officially on the wall of stickers, and I will pan up so you can see the wall of stickers that are up there. But you guys have made it.
Noise.
Now, this is my favorite song. We won't talk too much about it unless you want to, but it's my favorite song off the album. And I think I was talking to Paul on Instagram the night before I came up, and I said, "Is this in the set? Is this in the set list?" And he said, "I'm not sure." He knew it was in there. I'm sure he knew it was in there. But he said, "I'm not sure, but you can request it." And I said, "Well, I'm requesting it." And that's when he said, "This one's for Scott." I was like, man, the one time I'm not recording, you know. I get shouted.
I have a factoid about that song.
You have a what?
I have a fact about that song.
All right.
So a little bit of backstory. We were just getting ready for our first performance, which was for the Battle of the Bands, and we needed an earth shaker.
Yeah.
We needed something to punch people in the face to get their attention.
I always refer to it. This is our prison song. like what do you do when you walk into when you're imprisoned? You walk into the room, find the biggest guy, and punch him in the face.
Oh, yeah. And you're yeah.
And because it's Battle of the Bands. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah. No, you're fine. So they I it was one of those, again, a session I just happened to be absent. I think it was around vacation. Oh, I can't remember.
Tool concert again, probably.
Probably the same weekend. But they sent me this thing, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? And so I listened to it a few times, and I showed up, and then we worked out the arrangement. I think in just about the first session, it was pretty well locked in.
Yeah.
Like it massaged over time, but like as soon as that one was written, like we knew that like this I kind of thought of it as, it felt a bit carnival-esque to me. Like this was really just a showpiece. It was novel, in my opinion, and it's in its early days. It felt like a novelty act to do for this novelty event at a Battle of the Bands.
Design.
Yes, but it has morphed into, again, a very, very fun song to play. And it's got this Zeppelin-esque feel, but there's all these other things that are happening around it that make it this total banger of a tune. And TK's delivery is, as always, wonderful.
It's definitely designed to have an impact.
It's one of the only songs I think that we wrote for an express purpose.
Right. Yeah, and the express purpose was to connect to the room.
Yeah.
And not just in any way. Like I said, like it's the first way. It's like, how do you enter a Battle of the Bands?
Hi, we're Dream the Heavy. Enjoy your black eye.
Yeah.
It really is like, how do you have an impact? And it's, you give nods to certain things that have impacted you.
We opened with it for almost more than half a year.
Yeah.
After we premiered it.
Yeah.
At the Battle of the Bands, and it just stayed at the forefront because it was such an attention getter.
Right.
Until people started to recognize who we were, and we started seeing some people that we knew from show to show. Then we saw, what else do we got? Well, how can we change something?
All right. But it's funny, like when we played, I can't remember his name. It's like different international or those post-punk artists or whatever. And we did it like later in the set. And he was like, "Man, you guys are amazing. So I love should put that in front. And it was like, right on. I'm glad it impacted you later in the show. And that
You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it right at the forefront now. And
Well,
Dude,
now we feel it's a
now
great
it's
way to
like-
bring people back in.
yeah. Right. Yeah. Any way you look at it, it's a really, it makes us all happy, and it makes us pretty aggressive.
you want to introduce us to it lyrically at all?
Sure.
Okay.
That kind of love.
Or that. I mean, I was just saying, if you want to talk about what it's about, but that was, yes, you can do that again. Do it again.
Sure. Really?
Dude, so continue. It's right there.
That kind of love. Me.
It's so good it's clipping on Zoom. They'll learn how to fix it, But no, you must go see them live. It's at some point soon. You have a 5-hour chance on Friday to see them.
You do.
You have a window.
Yes,
Make
you
it.
can see us once 5 times.
I might actually go up and do that. Are you gonna change up the set or just do the same set?
We're not entirely certain.
We're not sure. We need to entertain each other.
We might get a little brave.
We might need to go to St. Clairsville on Friday, and then we'll just hit that up on the way back. Because we got to go to St. Clairsville for something. You want to just do that?
That might be a good
It's
option.
gonna be a late night though, but who cares? It's Dream the Heavy.
We're done.
The next day, I have to go to Altoona.
Done by 10
Altoona.
p.m.
We're playing 5 to 10 on Friday at Market Square.
Market
And we're
Square.
gonna be entertaining each other.
And you may or may not hear this song. You may or may not hear That Kind of Love.
You will. That song will be probably
Tough to say. You never know.
Bo is going to put your sticker up on the wall of drum heads with the other stickers, probably on that snare. So I'll let him do that while we listen to this song. So I'll pan the camera around here. You can see kind of some of the bands and stuff. That Kind of Love by Dream the Heavy. Right now.
What a great
That kind of love makes me heavy. That kind of love makes me dream and shake and love and cry all night. And I love you. That kind of love makes a dream when life is growing
I don't have the soundbite yet for the arena cheer, so that one's going to have to do. But that's what pretty soon that's what you're going to play to that to
Live
arenas.
Aid, Queen, Arena.
It's going to be I'm like I don't say this to every guest. You would think that I would, but I don't. I honestly don't. There are just some bands that just they got it. And you guys have it. You have it, and it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time and a matter of who is watching. Like I don't have any. I don't even know how you get to that point to where you're like you sign bands and stuff or whatever that I don't know how people get to that point. But like if I was one of those people, yes, immediately.
Thank you.
Artist and repertoire person.
Just whoever does whatever they do. I mean, it's just like. You guys got it. It needs to be heard throughout the United States, throughout the world. It's good shit. It really is.
We'll be in Ohio here in early August.
Well, I mean, it is Ohio. You need to come to West Virginia and play.
Cleveland rocks.
You need to come to West Virginia, where I live, and play.
Let us know where we'll be there.
My house. We'll play at my house here.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to.
My neighbors have hearing aids, so it'll be a late show because they take them out at night when they go to sleep. That's when we practice. That's where our band. We practice. I had a practice last night, and we don't start until 8:39, and then we go until about 1 because it doesn't matter. They can't hear us anyway. Yeah. I tell them, hey, if it bothers you, let me know. They've told me one time, and it was a long time ago. This is a different. We don't even have a drum set in here, we do have a drum set, but not a person sitting at them.
Hey man, I gotta put a big thank you to you guys for, first of all, caring enough to want to spend a little time with us.
Oh yeah.
In virtual person, but spent time with us before you knew who we were.
For sure.
And listened to the song possibly more than once.
He'd done the work before he came to the show.
So like, and then he came the whole way out to Pittsburgh to see it.
We're super grateful.
Yeah.
Super have to do that, and it was life choices that you made, because you aligned with what we do, because we do it because we are who we are, and the fact that you got it. Fuck yeah, dude! Thanks for getting it. Thank you, dude.
It's the shit. I'm telling you, it's it's that stuff that I hear bands all the time. I've had 280 other guests on this show. One of them was me, so I guess 279. But
before we
go ahead.
Pittsburgh City Paper,
Oh yes,
has their best of list out.
Yes, they do.
And we are on it for best local album of the year.
yeah.
So if you go to the Pittsburgh City Paper and look up their best of 2024 and look under music and nightlife,
Yep.
and find best local album of the year category, please vote for us. And you can
Can
vote.
you send me? Can you
every
send me
day.
the link and I'll put it in the description?
If you go to our
Yes, we
our
will.
Dream the Heavy website, it's right there on the front page.
Right.
Sorry.
But I also got to say, please do listen to the other 4 bands or the other 4 acts that
They're
are
all
in their
great
same
acts.
category. Don't vote for us because out of obligation. Listen to all of them.
If I remember correctly, Three Legs is in that also, right?
No, not for local. album.
They're in that same. The City Paper does everybody in Pittsburgh, right? Pretty much. That's you can nominate.
Yeah, there's a lot of categories.
It's
Yeah.
user it's user voted for nomination, and then it becomes and then based on those
And
top-
there's like a trillion categories for anything you can think of, like best park to go to for a first date, best park to go to for a first.
there's also like best DJ and best bartender and best
Yeah.
place to day
Best
drink,
erotic
which is
photographer, and so
Yeah,
go
no,
there, but literally, and barista, but go there and go through them all. But
Yeah.
we're asking you specifically to go to music and nightlife and listen to the album of the year, because you're going to hear some really great albums. And ours is one of them.
the I guess the reward along with the award would be at Stage AE for a night of like the ceremony, something?
Oh,
If-
there might be there might be a ceremony, but I didn't even care
okay.
about that. We were just
Yeah.
looking to have. I honestly, I just want something to have is that I can market the band better. You know?
Just a little nod.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah, if you can send me like the site or something, the site that people can go to, I'll post it
Yeah,
in the description of
and
this
you
video.
can also navigate directly to dreamtheheavy.com, and it's the
That's
first
probably the easiest
on the
way.
page.
Yeah.
Always,
Dream
always.
the heavy. Bo,
.com.
you're gonna do it?
Always go there. You'll know how to be how to see what we're up to and what we're releasing and what blah blah blah. But how to be present with us as well. Go to our event.
All of our events page, all of our events
Yeah,
are listed.
and
on
all
our
the neat
website.
stuff that happens because we're putting it out there. Like
Yeah, you do have some you have a good website. There's a lot of bands that just don't update their website. And then when you go to events, it says there's no events coming up. The shit there isn't, like you guys have it's all updated.
I
on
check
yours.
out their
I set up
Instagram.
the song kick calendar, so everything's done through that, which is great because then I can easily link to other bands directly through song kicks. That way they can see who else is on the venue. It's
That's okay.
really nice to set it up that way. I was using like the integrated CMS calendar, but I wanted something that was a bit more universally accessible to other artists and bands and venues.
You guys mentioned Patreon earlier. Do you have anything like that set up that people can?
No, we're working towards that.
Okay.
Patreon. Yeah.
Well-
It's you have to build your audience and so that you can have your personal tiers. So that you can give behind the scenes because like we said, man, we record at every rehearsal. And at every rehearsal, something new happens that we're waiting for, We also have a 360 cam set up.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Is it on right now?
No, it's not
No,
on.
it's not.
Oh, we're not included in that, Bo.
We're doing it this way first. But
Next
the
time.
point is like eventually when people care enough to ask about the recipe, we'll give
Well,
them that.
you have one at least
Yeah,
right
man.
now.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
the shit. I love it. I love it. I really do.
And if
We
people
might-
want to hang out in the room with us when we rehearse, if people want to have
I want to come up there when you rehearse for sure. Next time.
it's good time.
I
Oh
won't
yeah,
I won't bring anything to record with. There will be nothing taken out of that room.
do that
you know,
too.
just to-
Like, if you want to come and hang out at a rehearsal, that'd be great. You're welcome.
That's the shit.
We could probably provide you with a copy of the session.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
crazy.
see that makes me feel awesome. Like that's the because that's the shit. Like that's the stuff. That's the stuff. Nobody else will have that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Can you believe the
And
Wonder Balls on
honestly,
these
yeah,
guys?
we are working towards.
Say it again, Bo.
Can you believe the Wonder Balls on these guys?
I told you he was going to do this. I told you.
Hey, wait till you see him come wintertime.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, they start shriveling up.
No, they get bigger. It's a
Whoa.
it's a winter wonder ball come December.
Swollen
Nice.
balls.
Get
That's right.
larger than water.
They're blue and weird and misshapen.
Sometimes purple. I guess. Is that just me?
It just depends on your grip.
But in all seriousness, we're not really shying away from the the ingredients of the sausage. When
Can
people
you
care
explain that in a
enough,
different
we'll
way?
share. We'll share. You know what I mean? We'll make it a thing. We'll make it a thing. We'll definitely give people access. We're not trying to hide.
No, well, yeah.
goes into the sausage. It's just you out there.
We gotta figure out what
if you start reaching out to us,
Starting to sweat here for a second.
we'll do it. We'll do it. Just ask and we'll do it. If you want to be in the room with us, we'll do it.
Next time you guys come on the show, let's do this in person. Let's either you guys come here, or I will come there, and let's do a.
Do it.
I owe the three leagues to guys one, and I'm just waiting for them to get back in touch with me to do that. When they were on, we had audio issues, and just a bunch of crap happened, and I owe them one. So we might.
But if you out there, if you dig what we do, please reach out to us and ask us, and please request that we do a Patreon thing, that we do.
I would request a copy of that new song that I heard, the one with Hallelujah in it, that I heard at the show.
You could watch us perform it online.
I know I can do that, but I want a copy of it.
We performed it. Yeah, that's coming.
No,
There's a live recording.
There's a live recording.
There's a couple actually. One at Stage AE.
Stage AE from the Beast of the Berg
Beast of the
2.
Berg. That Trinity, I think, put up. And
It's on our page.
Yeah, and there's one from the Red Fishbowl art bus.
Oh, a really
Millville.
early copy of
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I should have played that video that I made and posted earlier tonight, but the folks just have to find it. It's on Instagram. It's on my Instagram, and it's probably attached to you guys, but I'll play it for you before you leave tonight. You have to see it. It's really good. I can't wait to hear what you guys have next. I can't imagine what you might have next. There's probably some surprising things in there. Probably things that surprised you, I assume, right?
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, actually, sometimes I walk away from a session, and I'm usually the one who records it, so I get to hear it kind of first after the session.
Raw. Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, what the fuck?
What just happened?
What the fuck happened last night? That is just batshit crazy. Like the dynamics that comes out of us when it lands, man, it sticks the landing hard. And it doesn't always. Most time it doesn't. Most of the time we get something, we're like, oh, there's some things in there, and then fucking no one ever mentions it ever again.
Good exercise.
Yeah.
But it's a good communication exercise. It's learning dialogue.
But when it really happens, man, it fucking happens.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah.
All right, we'll hook up. Next time I'm up in Pittsburgh for like the weekend or something, I'll hit you up and see if you're.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to hang out with you guys.
I do know I'll be up there again, not for any local bands, but one of my favorite bands growing up was Chevelle, and they're playing Stage AE on August 5th, and Rob and I will be going up to that show then. But I can't remember, I can't think of any Pittsburgh shows coming up right offhand. But this Thursday here on the show, I have a really good band, really good couple guys out of Layton, Utah, which is about, I think it's north of Salt Lake City. And Utah would be the second guest from Utah I've had on. They're called No Horizon. They'll be on at 8 o'clock on Thursday. So make sure you tune in for that. And then Saturday is the big day for me. I don't know any itineraries. It's probably better not to do that. I just know that we'll be streaming at 4 o'clock, and it'll be the 4-year celebration show of this show. Been doing this for 4 years, and I'm almost at 300 episodes. You guys are 281 tonight, so I thank you for that. But there will be people. I wanted to do this show earlier in the. I usually do the show like at 8 or something at night, and I have a lot of bands. I've done 20 bands in 24 other countries around the world, so I wanted to give them an opportunity to join when it's not too late for them to join. So there will be a few. I think the band from Sweden is going to join us, and Eternal Daydream, maybe, and a few others. And Tom's going to be at a festival. I have a guy that co-hosts with me. He was on as a guest a long time ago, but he co-hosts with me whenever I do bands in Europe. And his name's Tom, and he lives in London. But he's going to be at a music festival on Saturday, so he's going to walk around with his phone on Zoom and do it like that from the festival. At least that's the plan. So
so cool, man.
So yeah, it's overwhelming what this show has done and where it's gone. And there's a website now. I launched in January, keepmanyalive.com. It's got a Patreon style thing set up where you can pick tiers and things for that. So if you like the show, you can sponsor me that way in the show. I got an LLC recently. I officially formed to Keep Me Alive LLC, and so it's amazing, and I get to meet badass people like you guys, and people from all over the world, and it's just it's nuts. It's really nuts, and I wish you guys all the best. I know that you're going to succeed at this because this stuff is badass. That's the word of Dream the Heavy, badassery. And I look forward to seeing you again. I don't know about Friday. We'll see what happens. Yes. I know I have a 5-hour span window to see you. Anytime.
Hey, listen, we're not stopping, but so we're gonna be together again in person. But
Sure.
I do want to throw it out to you as well that think about how many artists that you've helped by connecting with on this channel. Like,
Yeah.
like think about how much
Yeah, him. I
It's-
met both through this.
it's thank you. Like, thank you. You doing what you do is helping so many people. Like,
Yeah.
thank you. Just
You're welcome.
thank you guys. Really appreciate it. And so does everybody else on every other 279 other
Yeah.
episodes.
It's crazy.
Everything you put out there is going to come back to you.
Yeah.
How do you put it out there? Are you helping? Are you hindering? And you've been helping and you've been connecting. And it's global. What an
Yeah.
amazing time to live in. Like, that's ridiculous.
it's
What an
nuts. Yeah.
amazing time.
We interviewed a band from France, wasn't it? That
Yeah, for the
neither of us spoke
yeah.
either.
They just put a new album out. Actually, those guys.
Yeah.
Fear of Tomorrow. Yeah.
But it was a moment. That's
And
beautiful.
that's when we had Pale Jackson on.
Oh yeah.
I have a marionette okay, so I took French class in high school. Or middle school, actually, and the project for the year was to make a marionette. Everybody had to make, like the puppet with the strings.
Strengths you.
It's in the closet. Or I would grab it. It used to be up. I took it down when Lauren Winans was here. The news came over and interviewed me about the show, so I didn't want to have a strange doll hanger from the wall. It was just weird.
Pale Michael.
So I took it down. Yeah. So my idea for my marionette was to make Michael Jackson. Because it was like the early '90s. So yeah. It didn't really turn out like that. The marionette turned out white, so I now call him Pale Jackson
With red hair.
with red hair. Yeah. Looks nothing like Michael Jackson.
He
at all.
looks like
He looks like Carol Burnett. He looks
Or
like Carol
the
Burnett.
singer from Simply
Simply
Red.
Red. Simply
Yeah,
Red.
yeah. We Carol Burnett and
Holding back the
Carrot Top.
years.
Yeah,
And, yeah, we had a quiz for a while there
Yeah.
on Instagram of who.
Young Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, yeah. There's just nothing like Michael Jackson, but that was the idea. So he's Pale Jackson. Anyway, yeah, that's that. But thank you guys so much for being on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Come back, and this is kind of the rule I have. When not the entire band is able to join us because other things come up and life happens. You guys are on break the next time. You get to watch them be on the show. So
yeah.
it's going to be Paul and Matthias and Ryan, right?
Yeah.
On the next show. So just warn
And
them.
George and Ringo.
Paul
Yes.
and Ryan.
Warn them that they must be on the show, or one of them must be on the show. If you guys have to come back, that's fine. You're more than welcome to be on with them.
I remember a couple interviews with like full bands, and it sometimes gets out of hand.
Sometimes
It gets
yeah.
downright zany.
They get raucous. I have to knock them down a couple notches.
Top of each other the way I'm doing with you guys right now. So it is easy. It's nice to strip it down. But again, thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for
Pleasure to be here.
caring to even
I know you guys have something to do Saturday, but you're more than welcome to join us on Saturday. If you can for 5 minutes or so, let me know and I'll send you the login.
shoot the link to us. And you said it's at 4.
It's at 4 until probably like 5:30. I'm just gonna do it a little bit longer just to.
You should do it for 5 hours.
I could, yeah. Well, I don't want to compete with them, But that's Friday. They're doing their thing Friday, so.
Yeah, that's our performance window on Saturday.
But yeah, I will send you the link just in case one of you wants to pop in for a second. And it's just be a bunch of people on Zoom, just like we are now, only more. And Bo will be here, and I think you'll get to meet Invisible Rob visibly. He's known as Invisible Rob on the show, but that's
Pale Michael, maybe.
Yeah, I'll put him up on the thing. I'll hang him on the wall. And Tracy is going to cater and have some food here for us. They'll be
I
here in
didn't know
person.
that.
Yes, and a few other people. So maybe a live performance by myself and somebody else.
Absent Rob.
Yeah, absent Rob. No, but yeah, so something like that will happen. I don't know. I don't like to plan anything for special shows because I do like a Thanksgiving show,
Now,
a Christmas show. and
You
all
said
that.
you might perform. Is that why when I came in there's a pole in your living room?
No, that's not. That's for something completely different.
okay.
That's for the after show.
Hey, thanks for having us.
For sure. Thank you.
We've done a lot of different podcasts and interviews before, and
This has been a lot of fun.
the best ones are the conversations.
Yeah.
It's not the interview. It's the conversation.
Yeah, it's I try to make it the most we didn't get to the landmark thing, but we'll do that the next time. Just think of a
Yeah, but this was a great conversation.
Yeah.
It was really
I mean,
cool hanging out. It's
the-
the hang. This
the
is
point.
what
The point is to get to
Hey.
know you, to get to know you, to where the band came from, what the music's about. That's what the point is. But also to what's about you. What do you want to talk about? It's all what the guest wants to say, not what I want to ask or want to know.
this was a.
Thank
we,
you.
We love. We got. I feel like I know who you guys are. And
A little bit.
Hang. So thank you.
For sure. Thank you for being on. Bo, thanks for coming back and co-hosting.
Thanks for having me.
I say this every damn time you come over here to do this because it's been a couple months again.
It has been.
But you're busy with. He plays with Aristotle Jones, which is the Magic Mountain Man or something. What's his name?
No, the Appalachian soul music.
Yeah, it's really good stuff from Morgantown. He plays keys in.
Play the keys and do some
And,
backup
and you
singing.
do your own stuff too. You have anything new coming out before we go?
Nope.
We need to come back and still be on as a guest. That me and Bo met through this show. I found him on Facebook. He's a one-man band jam guy and does it all, and it's terrific. Really good music. So we'll have to do that again.
I'm curious. Yeah.
If you guys need an opener,
Send it over.
I
Okay.
I emailed the city paper link
I got that. Yeah, thank you. Mhm.
that we got. So
I'll post that.
feel
up.
free to send your links over.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Please share it. That's
All right,
Thanks,
playing us out of the show tonight is a band that I found. I believe they're from Minnesota. The Twin Cities would be Minneapolis, correct? Is that right?
You betcha.
So yeah, you betcha. You betcha.
That's what I was told by Marge.
Jeez. From what? Never mind. What's the farmers market?
Marge, yeah,
farmers
farmers market. That's what Marge Gunderson told me.
Jeez.
Let's go to Minnesota. Let's go to Prince.
Prince.
Yeah, Minneapolis.
I'd love to play some Dream the Heavy out, but it's a tradition to play another band out that I'd like to get on the show, and I tag them, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But they're called Vin, V-I-N, and the song's called Erasure. Is that how you read it? It's not Eraser, it's Erasure.
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 Sure.
But they're really good. They're like a well, you'll hear it. It's like a post-prog kind of post,
Like then the Czech Republic, Prague.
something like that. Yeah.
Let's give it a listen and we'll judge.
Dream the Heavy, thank you so much for being on. If you want to stick around for a little bit, we'll be on here for a little bit after I kill the live stream, and we'll say a formal goodbye.
All right.
And thank you all for watching. Thank you for chatting. Paul from Three Legs was the one chatting. He was the league of the three from Rome, chatting, and Trish from Nova Scotia was also chatting. So thank you so much for chatting along to the show. Tell your friends, like, share, subscribe, all that crap. I hate saying that, but I have to, I guess. And yeah, here is Vin with Erasure.
Oh, fantastic.
Is that how you would say it?
Erasure.
Right.
Yeah.
See ya.